All right, joining me on Blitz is Brittani Lawrence, head volleyball coach for the Jefferson Lady Dragons. Brittani, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and it's great to get the season underway, and for that, Jefferson got off to a quick start, 2-0 with wins over Gainesville and Cherokee Bluff. Tell me, are you pretty happy with the way that your team played in those two matches?
I am thrilled. We've had our ups and downs just like every other team, but this team is relentless, and that's something that we've been trying to embrace throughout every single point that we play. We definitely made our fair share of mistakes out there on the court, but I applaud these players for realizing, yes, I made a mistake, but yes, I'm also going to own it and make it up to myself and to my teammates. So to hold each other accountable is another aspect that we have been embracing. So these girls, a lot of them are returning varsity players, and they know what it takes to be a part of the big dogs, and they're doing just that.
Yeah, and you kind of hit exactly where I was going next. This team has so much depth and experience. You know, you did have some players you lose from last year's deep playoff run team, but you bring back players like Maddie Grace Smith, JoJo Smith, Annabelle Cox, Abby Howard. How special is this group?
If I had to pick one of my all-time favorite groups, this would be it. The fact that they play for each other and not necessarily themselves speaks fairly highly of their character. They have fun while they're playing, and that's something that coaches, including myself, sometimes we kind of lose aspect of. The sport is for fun. We need to have fun, and when we do find that component, we have more energy and we have more giggles and laughter, and the percentage of playing all in is tremendous.
Yeah, and you kind of hit on this, but the program is just so used to having so much success that sometimes, like you said, winning can get lost in that, or the fun can get lost in that sometimes. But what is the driving force for this particular season for your group, and what do you feel realistically this team is capable of?
Honestly, how our season ended up last year has left a scar on our heart. We were not happy with how it all ended up. We were thrilled to be area champs, beating out a big rival in our county. That was phenomenal, and the girls definitely earned that title. But we were hoping to go farther in the state playoffs last year, and when that didn't happen, it kind of lit a fire under us. It lit a fire in our souls to realize, we have to be better. If we want to be the best, then we have to train to be the best. So since we've gotten the clearance from the GHSA, we've been in the gym trying to be better than what we were yesterday. And there have been times where we've had the conversation. We as the coaching staff have had the conversation with the girls saying, we got to hold each other to high expectations because we can't play weak. We got to string everything together. We got to hold each other to high expectations. We have to take what we've learned in previous seasons and in previous volleyball club experiences and put it together and play as one.
Yeah, and you kind of talked about, too, the GHSA giving clearance. And, part of what I think a lot of teams are going through is trying to keep themselves from getting bogged down in the worry, the anxiety, the stress of, and the fear of potentially not having a season or the season getting cut off. How much do you kind of talk to your girls about keeping their heads down and keeping consistent in what they're doing?
Yeah, so we kind of tell our players that we need to play every single game like it's our last game. And we've had some players who were on the track and field team in the spring, and when their season got canceled, they experienced that firsthand, what it's like to feel those emotions of having your season just ripped away from you. So they've kind of shared their testimonies and shared with the girls, like, look, this really could be our last match, especially for the seniors who are on this team. They want this more than anything, just like all seniors. But the greatest thing about this team is, like I said earlier, we're playing for each other. And our motto this year is to play with heart. We kind of embrace that in every little thing that we do, whether it's something on the court, whether it's a drill that we're trying to run, or even if it's something off the court where we're just hanging out and socializing and team bonding. But we got to do it with heart, because without heart, we aren't going to get anywhere.
I hear you on that, and that's a perfect answer. And to end this thing, I want you to fill in a blank for me. And maybe you've already, mentioned the key ingredient here. But to win state, Jefferson must
play with heart. Just play with heart.
Yep, that sounds good. And I think hopefully let's keep our fingers crossed and, like you said, keep our head down and hope we get the full season in and see how deep we can take this thing this year.
That is the game plan.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.